Fiance Alex and I had been together for 3 years and engaged for 5 months. We were planning a wedding for next fall, and I genuinely thought I knew everything about him. My younger sister Vanessa and I have always been close despite being pretty different people. She's more outgoing and spontaneous, while I'm the organized planner type. We talked almost every day, and she was supposed to be my maid of honor. Vanessa and Alex got along well, which I was happy about. They'd joke around at family dinners, and she'd sometimes join us when we went out with friends. It never seemed like anything other than normal future brother-in-law and sister-in-law friendship. One night about 3 weeks ago, I came home early from a work dinner that got canceled. Alex's car was in the driveway, which surprised me because he'd said he was going to be out late with coworkers. I walked in and heard voices upstairs. I went up to our bedroom and opened the door. Alex was sitting on the edge of our bed, and Vanessa was standing by the window. They both looked startled when I walked in. I asked what was going on. Vanessa said she'd stop by to talk to me, but I wasn't home, so she was just chatting with Alex. But something about the way she said it felt rehearsed. And why were they in our bedroom instead of downstairs? Alex jumped in saying they were looking at paint samples because Vanessa wanted advice on her apartment. That's when I noticed there were no paint samples anywhere in the room. I pointed that out and they both went silent. The next few minutes are honestly a blur. I kept asking what was actually happening and they kept trying to redirect. Finally, Vanessa started crying and said she was sorry. That's when I knew. He said it was a mistake and it only happened once. Vanessa was sobbing, saying she never meant for it to happen and she felt terrible. I just stood there trying to process that my fiance and my sister had slept together. I asked how long it had been going on. Alex insisted it was just one time a few weeks ago and they both immediately regretted it. I told them both to get out. Alex tried to stay and talk, but I said if he didn't leave, I was calling the police. I spent that entire night going through Alex's phone records online and checking our security camera footage. The phone records showed dozens of calls and texts between him and Vanessa going back almost 4 months, way longer than one time. The security footage showed Vanessa coming to the house multiple times when I was at work. The next day, I called my parents and told them everything. My mom didn't believe me at first. She kept saying there must be some misunderstanding because Vanessa wouldn't do that. When I sent her the phone records, she went quiet. My dad was furious. He called Vanessa immediately, and apparently she admitted the whole thing. She claimed she tried to end it multiple times but kept going back. Alex called me probably 50 times over the next few days. He sent long messages about how he loved me and wanted to fix things, how it was a horrible mistake and he'd do anything to make it right. He blamed the stress of wedding planning and said he'd felt overwhelmed. Vanessa sent one text saying she understood if I never forgave her, but that she hoped eventually we could talk. I blocked her number. Breaking off the engagement was straightforward. I sent a message to everyone we'd invited to the wedding explaining that it was canceled due to personal circumstances. The hardest part was telling people why. My extended family found out through my parents and the reactions were mixed. Some people were supportive. Others seemed to think I should try to work it out with Alex because we'd been together so long. A few relatives actually suggested I was overreacting. My aunt said that Vanessa was young and made a mistake and that family should forgive family. I told her that sleeping with your sister's fiance repeatedly over 4 months wasn't a mistake. It was a choice she made over and over. My parents have been supportive, but it's complicated for them. Vanessa is still their daughter. It's been about 6 weeks since everything fell apart. I'm living in the same house, which some people think is weird, but I'm not letting Alex and Vanessa drive me out of my own home. Alex apparently moved back in with his parents. I heard through a mutual friend that he's been telling people we broke up because of stress and different life goals. I don't know what Vanessa has been telling people. We have mutual friends and I've noticed some of them being weird around me. I assume she shared her version of events, which probably makes her look less awful than reality. I still have moments where I can't believe it happened, where I think about how I almost married someone who could do this, how my own sister could betray me like that. The person I talk to every day about everything, including my relationship with Alex. People keep asking if I'm okay and I don't really know how to answer. I'm functioning. I go to work and handle my responsibilities, but I lost my fiance and my sister in the same moment. That's not something you just get over. My therapist says I'm going through a grief process and that it's normal to feel everything I'm feeling, anger and sadness and disbelief all at once. She says eventually I'll reach acceptance, but right now I'm nowhere near that. I don't know if I'll ever have a relationship with Vanessa again. Right now I can't imagine forgiving her. Every time I think about it, I remember all the times she listened to me talk about wedding plans, knowing what she was doing behind my back. The whole thing showed me who people really are when consequences arrive. Alex couldn't even be honest about what happened. Vanessa is apparently playing victim with some people, and I'm left dealing with the aftermath of their choices. I've thrown myself into work, and I'm planning a trip with Jordan for next month. Small steps toward building a life that doesn't include either of them. But honestly, most days I just feel tired. Tired of explaining what happened. Tired of people's opinions. Tired of being the person this happened to. The one thing I'm certain about is that ending the engagement was the right decision, and cutting Vanessa off was also right. She made her choice every single time she came to my house while I was at work. She doesn't get to ask for forgiveness now because she feels guilty about getting caught. I keep thinking about the wedding we were planning, how Vanessa was going to stand next to me as my maid of honor, how Alex was supposed to be my partner for life. It feels like a different universe now. Eventually I'll be okay. I know that logically, even if I don't feel it yet. But right now I'm just taking it one day at a time and trying not to think too far ahead.